Pleasant good evening to each and everyone tuned in. And I wish you all welcome to the 12th installment of Tobago Writers Guild Literary Affair. My name is Xavier Edwards, and I am honored to currently be the president of this amazing organization. I actually had my start as a recording artist from a performance space on this same platform, the Literary Affair platform 5 years ago. So it's such an honor to be sitting in a leadership position of this great organization currently. Before we get into this evening's proceedings, allow me a moment just to say a brief prayer to set the tone for this evening. In this moment, I give thanks and gratitude for each and every one of you here tuning in and sharing with us this evening, that we have life, that we have health and strength in these challenging times. I give thanks for the Tobago Writers Guild and the transformative work that they have been doing since 2006 and continue to do in the Tobago space. And most currently, due to us going virtual, by extension, the region and the wider continents of our planet. We give thanks to the Most High, great architect of all that is, for allowing us to share together, and look forward to a pleasant, magnificent, dynamic, and entertaining evening. Ashe. On that note, I would love to introduce you all to the hosts for this evening. I am blessed to be outfitted by one of them. That is the current vice president of the organization, Miss Karen Jonas, and none other than our PRO, Leroy George. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Mr. President, for that wonderful introduction. And as we start the show, I'm not going to take very long to introduce our first presenter, because his presentation is titled A Man and His Books. And I know better than to get between a man and his books, especially when that man served the Tobago Writers Guild for 3 years as our secretary before holding the title that he now holds, which is as our executive trustee. So Mr. Sean Biggart Hodgkinson, grandson of Tobago's first legislative council representative, you may now take the stage in your presentation, A Man and His Books.
So what I want to do this year is to present for you like a virtual tour of my bookshelf. And the bookshelves that I'm talking about were conceptualized, designed, constructed, and nurtured mostly by my father, George Biggart Hutchinson, and my mother, Eileen Biggart Hutchinson, in their home in Scarborough. So the bookshelves of which I'm talking are those in my house, in our house, which contain, some of those pioneers include Nobise Deborah Moore Miggins, the author of The Proverbs That Raised Us, Important Moments, Episodic Tobago, written by Milka Robinson Reed, Nobise Phillips, who wrote Zong and Harriet's Daughter, and Laureen Boris Phillip. These are some of the pioneers who are still with us today, still writing, still encouraging, still supporting the Guild and ensuring that we move forward. So I want to also say that in the last decades since the Guild was established, several of our members have published their work. And I just want to mention them in passing. I mentioned Leila Dionarain, Chidima Maynard, Siobhan Mehas, Deborah Moore Miggins, who I've mentioned, Reginald Phillips, Rodney Pigott, Deirdre Prescott, Milka Robinson Reed, Patterson Brooks, Gail Ann Marcel, Charmaine Powder, Clement Williams, Latoya Roberts. These are the writers and authors who I am aware of who have published their works in the last 10 years. So we pay tribute to the active writers, the writers who are doing their work against all odds, finding a way to publish their work, to write their work, to publish their work, and to get their work out there.
Okay, beautiful. Pleasant good evening to each and everyone. I am Karen Jonas. I am your Vice President and also your co-host this evening. I have one little thing I would like to say. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, local, regional, and internationally. Welcome to our show virtually. Hold your seats, don't go anywhere, because we are on the literary affair. I turn you over to my co-host, Leroy George.
Okay, so the second person that will be making their presentation today served as the Tobago Writers Guild president for 3 years running. He's very much a very important person still in the Tobago Writers Guild. A wise man once said that written work is formalized thoughts. Whenever I hear that saying, I think about Mr. Rodney Pigott, because his written work has brought about quite a bit of positive change here in Tobago and continues to do so. And today he will be giving us a spoken word presentation. So, Mr. Rodney Pigott, you have the stage. Take it.
This piece is entitled Ode to the Defiers. Today's reporters are yesterday's repeaters, defeaters of future free speech features, mouthpieces, scripting manufactured releases, no longer investigative revealers, but constipated concealers, copiers and pasters, food critics who ignore the tasters, regurgitators, identifiers of the defiers, those who defy the programmers, those who are exposers of perpetrators, the perps who stood boldly in front of television cameras as scientific fortune tellers, jack-in-the-box tricksters, surprise pandemic planners, who saw the future before the future saw itself. They themselves knee-deep in the planning, the scientific captains who ignored warnings and sank the Titanic. They thought they could handle it, but gain-of-function research was deemed too dangerous to the public. So in 2014, Obama pulled it. But before she did an end run, sent funds to the lab in Wuhan, the return of the Batman, SARS coronavirus mixed with elements of HIV-1. Then in 2017, before she called it. In 2019, there'll be a surprise pandemic. In 2020, the whole world is in a panic. But listen to the Hardy Boys. They'll tell you, nature done it. Ashe. This is entitled The Cage Bird's Plight. The cage bird doesn't sing, it weeps. And you would too, if you were shackled all day at the feet. All night you can hardly sleep, praying to your Lord your soul to keep. To some, beauty is truly skin deep, nice shiny feathers, the right size beak. But what do you think that cage bird would say if it could speak? Not just tweet, 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 but a language you can understand in the voice of a man or a woman. Would it sing your praise? Thank you for taking it out of its natural habitat, freeing it from the burdens of flying free, flying high. Or would it say in a very demanding voice, open this cage door and let me out? First chance I get, I will peck your eye out. You are no different than the European who kidnapped, shackled, and caged the African, then had the unmitigated gall to say he did them a favor, that he was their savior, sent to rescue them dark-skinned people from their dark continent. They should be content. Then you add insult to my injury, like adding salt to the whip torn to the bone backs of the African, by taking me outside on a bright sunny day where I can see the sky. I swear I want to peck out your eye. I see my kind living free, flying high. At night, I cry my eyes dry, but all you hear is tweet, tweet, tweet. As you turn off the lights, oblivious to my plight, pray to your Lord your soul to keep, climb under your soft satin sheets, and lay you down to a good night's sleep while I weep. I weep. I weep. Ashe.
Who is our next presenter?
Okay, our another presenter is Anne-Marie Davis. And Anne-Marie Davis was born in Signal Hill, Tobago, and her love for writing has earned and developed in her teenage years of secondary school. And her pieces are A Wasted Life, God the Potter, You the Clay, The Kindness Tree.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anne-Marie Davis, and I'll be doing two pieces this afternoon, one entitled Airport Horrors, and the second, God the Potter, We the Clay. I start with Airport Horrors. Airport Horrors. I sit down in the airport here, waiting to get on my flight. Well, I know here they say it cancel. Well, look at me trouble and plight. I supposed to reach down south by 12 to see Vanny get a wife. After waiting all these years, like I'm missing this big day in his life. Everybody face long like a long mango. They lean up by the counter. You could have swear they're pursuing some kind of prey. And all of them was the hunter. Some loudmouth woman with a ring in she nose, with a little child in too, start cussing and carrying on and only walking to and fro. Is every week is this foolishness? A old man start to grumble and things going from bad to worse. Tanty Maisie start to mumble. Send a jet, everybody start to shout and clear up all this mess. People waiting to travel since yesterday, and all you better try your best. Babies bawling in the mix to complicate the matter. Then poof, like the AC now gone off and the place only getting hotter. Lord, deliver me from this madness. I can't take it anymore. Then I hear my name call out real loud, calling Miss Samantha James Defoe. Well, I grab my bag and I run up fast and I grab my boarding pass. I glide by the crowd with oil movements. Sorry for who ain't get called and who last. Well, today I break the country record. It's 15 hours away. And it have plenty people still waiting there and still they ain't know their fate. And I sit down and I buckle up in my seat. A thought run through my mind. Next time I had to go down Trinidad, I'm traveling a different kind. I'm making sure I get a diving suit and I'm making my way to the sea. But I'm making sure Watson come along. So go be God, Watson, and me. Thank you. My second poem is entitled God the Potter, We the Clay. Life is a mystery to be lived, not a problem to be solved. But some folks just go on through life with problems unresolved. God sends us each experience as part of His great plan, and He shapes us and He molds us, just like the potter's hand. Some people crack under the strain and give up right away. Others too resist the heat and turn the other way. But some endure the heat and pain and are shaped and bent with ease. And at the end of all the trials, God uses them as he please. And so it is, you know, a man, by the metal from which he is made. He can endure the tests of life. His strength will never fade. He takes each trial one by one and treats with it with care, and knows through all the stress of life his loving God is there. God holds you up and wipes your tears, and he will see you through. And he will bring you to that place where you can start anew. So as you watch the Lord at work with vessels big and small, he has both there, the strong and weak, and he molds and shapes them all. Which one are you, you may still ask, the weak one or the strong? To crack under the intense heat or last out now real long? Lord, as you mold your vessels now into the shape you choose, help me always be that strong and not a chance to lose. So mold me now and shape me, Lord, into a brand new soul. And when you through, I know I'll be purified as gold. Thank you.
Yes. That was fantastic. Okay, and then our next performer is Laureen Morris Phillip. And Laureen Morris Phillip was born in Scarborough, Tobago, schooled at Scarborough Methodist Primary and Bishop Anstey High School in Port of Spain. Lauren's pieces or writings are named Mommy's Harangued, One Angry Woman, and Growing Up Red. So take it away, Laureen Morris Phillip.
Love in the time of COVID. Chapter 1, the meeting. Excuse me, madam. This establishment should be closed. There's a pandemic on. The new commissioner of police in the country of Almeida was an extremely handsome man. This was the first time Aileen was seeing him in person. Tall, black-skinned, brown eyes, brilliant brown eyes, smooth like velvet, a real easy on the eyes guy. But she wasn't having it. She answered, "This establishment is not open. I am cleaning. It's a restaurant, you know, so it has to be cleaned regularly. I don't want any vermin to move in." "So why are the front doors open?" Aileen was beginning to lose her temper. "Because the building is designed for the air to flow from the front through to the back. That is important in a restaurant, sir." "Very well, madam. But please be quick and get home." Then Mr. Commissioner paused and asked, "Where do you live?" Aileen answered tartly, "Right upstairs here." He turned and left. Aileen had a mental temper tantrum. "Fast! Damn out of place, jumped up son of a gun, just because you's the blasted police commissioner, you come asking me my business. I live in upstairs, so I still home. I not contravening any regulations. Who the hell you think he is? Not only fast, but damn fast," she thought, as she applied a long-handled scrubbing brush to the kitchen floor with unnecessary vigor. The truth was that the place didn't really need cleaning, She had cleaned thoroughly when they closed 2 weeks ago, but she was going crazy locked up inside all the time. Baby Marcus was sleeping, and she had taken the opportunity to come downstairs for a few minutes. After a little time, she sighed, closed up, and went upstairs. Marcus was still asleep, so she turned on an audiobook and sat down with a cup of hibiscus tea. Aileen woke up suddenly from a light doze as Marcus announced with a cry that he was awake. As he struggled to get up and hold on to the sides of his crib, she thought of his father. A mulatto, a red man. Why she get involved with a red man, she could never explain. Every woman with sense in the whole country know to stay away from red men. They're still suffering from the dotishness that was caused by the enslavement, the stupid idea that a light skin is a better skin. And in the tropics too, where light-skinned people just get skin cancer often. But she got Marcus, and she figured she'd get a good deal out of it. Mr. Marcus' daddy had picked up himself and returned to France where he had been to university. He better stay there and don't come back here to bother me. Thank you. My next piece is called COVID Conversation. The COVID pandemic has changed my life. I don't know about anybody else, but it has changed my life. All of a sudden, I turn into a toddler. A toddler. You see, I have 2 daughters, and they are now my bosses. The bigger one in Trinidad I call the big boss, and the younger one here in Tobago is the little boss. Talking to the big boss on the phone. Hi, girlie, everything all right? I just going over to the mall to sort out the phone bill. Bill? What bill? Where are you going? Can that be paid online? Let me talk to my sister, please. And so I am dismissed. Obediently, I call the little boss and I hand over the phone. My older lady has a loud voice, so even though the phone microphone is not engaged, I can hear her clearly. What is wrong with your mother? She does not know there's a pandemic? You see, 19 people died yesterday, and most of them were elderly people with comorbidities. Has mommy forgotten she's a diabetic? What are you doing allowing her to go all over the place? Are you crazy? Says the big boss. The little boss responds, you understand this lady is an adult and she can go and come as she pleases. But what is this I'm hearing? You really fall on and bounce your head. It affecting you? Mommy is not to go anywhere. Go and pay that bill online. What do you think you're there for? Your good looks? The connection is cut abruptly. Well, I say to little boss, you better come to help me pay this bill online. Lucky I didn't tell her that I took the bus and went to the bank yesterday. And so it goes. I am always called upon to describe my meals. What was lunch today? What's for dinner? And the meal better be nutritionally sound with vegetables and enough fiber. And it goes on. Are you drinking enough water? You remember that as people age, they forget to drink water? How many glasses did you have today? What about grape juice you have? I better bring up some when I am coming. You are to eat walnuts and pistachios. They are supposed to be good for you. Then I seize control, but only temporarily. Coming up? Who asked you to come up here? When you're on that boat, it's an enclosed area, so there is a greater probability of picking up the virus. You better stay down there. I will get grape juice up here. And then I lose control again. How? How are you going to get grape juice? You're going somewhere to get grape juice? Look, mommy, behave yourself and stay home. That is what the Prime Minister said. Stay home. Mommy, are you hearing me? Are you taking your vitamin C? You want me to bring up some more? What about vitamin D? Do you have? Should I bring up some? I respond, I told you you are not to come up here. Stay there. Traveling on the boat is a great risk. Mommy, listen. On the boat, I have 2 masks plus my face shield. If anyone sits next to me, I immediately get a bad cough. Bad cough. And I start to gasp too. They're bound to move. So, when I am on the boat, I am wearing my 2 masks. I have 2 bottles of hand sanitizer, 1 for each hand. Plus, due to my excellent coughing skills, I am wonderfully socially distanced. So I am good. So, mommy, you hear what I am saying to you. This is COVID time. And COVID reached down right next to you there. So please, please stay inside. Okay, boss. Thank you.
Our next presenter is Miss Onika Dick. Miss Onika Dick is one of the most celebrated members of the Tobago Writers Guild because she is definitely one of the most known poets here on this island of Tobago, which is jeweled with so many great poets and spoken word artists and artists of all types of genres, not just written, but otherwise. So if this is the first time you're hearing Miss Onika Dick, I would like to suggest that you are about to get something that you are not going to forget anytime soon. Her presentation is titled Corona Takeover and Customs Dead. So Miss Dread, not dead, rather. So, Miss Onika Dick, the floor is all yours. Miss Onika Dick.
Hi everyone, I am Onika Dick, aka the Poetess Nikai, and the name of my piece is Corona Takeover. The year turnover, you run from China, crossing the seas, corona disease. So why you do that? You blame it on the bat. You run from Wuhan, then to Thailand, Japan, even Finland, over Nepal, the United Kingdom. The year turnover, you run from China, crossing the seas, corona disease. So you come with your pandemic mission and bring global lockdown, face masks, social and economic disruption, death one by one. The year turnover, you run from China, crossing the seas, corona disease. What really going on? New York and London, you take over like a storm, causing a new norm. People staying home, all in Paris and Rome. Welcome to the lockdown zone. And in my sweet Tobago, for 2021, you gave me carnival tabanka, when I should have gotten carnival fever. This year was just nostalgia. I couldn't be a masquerader or a spectator, jab or a midnight robber, commentator or even a home viewer. Like I were George, I just had one wish. And though Bungie tell me all houses road, I wanted to really be on the road. The year turnover, you run from China, crossing the seas, corona disease, physical distancing, limited public gathering, restaurants and bars closed, no more liming, mental health increasing, food insecurity rising. The new watchwords of TNT, spoken recently by PM Rowley. Vaccinate to operate. This is not something to debate. The government's plan for the entire nation. The year turnover, you run from China, crossing the seas, corona disease. The name of the second piece is called Custom Dread. So, mister, you acting like a mad fella. You ain't know nothing about me and want to give me a pissing dollar? Man, go so with that. You feel like a hungry cat? You know people has come by me far and wide just for me to clean up the ride. And when I done, the shine so bright because my work just right. Like COVID-19, I have real customers under lockdown. I am the main man in the town. Watch me good, me and no circus clown. Real people coming to get the best wash down. Nah man, you can't come here to only give me a red. Open your eye, it's me the original Custom Dread. Because when you see I done, it's only smiling faces, no frowns. Mister, you come here to create a scene, trying to be mean. You ain't know I have the only vaccine to make sure them vehicles squeaky clean, front to back, under and in between. I run this corner. So you put yourself in order. How are you telling me that I look like a piper? Watch your face. You're damn fast and you're out of place. Boy, go and wash your hands, sanitize, and open your eyes. I am the original car wash zessa. Years I wash in car by this customs building, and everybody coming right here for the real thing. Don't come too close. You ain't hear the Prime Minister say physical distancing? So you ain't had no clue. Just shoo. I don't need your dollar. Boy, I just make $800. I run this Scarborough town red. Coronavirus may one day disappear, but know that Custom Dread, me ain't going nowhere. And let me tell you again, I run this Scarborough town dread. Thank you.
I run this Scarborough tongue. Right. So our next performer is Jewel Green and her piece is called The Contamination Continues. And Jewel is admonishing the future generation not to follow or continue in the footsteps of the evil leaders. Take it away, Jewel.
My name is Joel Green, and I am a member of the Tobago Writers Guild, and the name of my piece is called The Contamination Continues. Some people want to leave religion behind, curse at religion, but on finding their own flock, they are inclined, poisoned by the addiction of finding self-worth in having a herd to control, contaminated by the very system they say destroys the soul. Their Mara dregs they disguise, but difficult it is not to see the lies behind their eyes, as they spread the poison that they say they despise. They traverse from Pigeon Peak to Pigeon Point, interpreting signs, speaking as possessing the mystique of caciques. Pulpits now conjured into zabutons, humming, sighing, singing into a new revolution, being touted as the universal solution. A new type of shepherd is what they propose, ignoring the religious pitfalls that they expose, condemning the system they depose, sightless to the veneer they seek to superimpose. But 'tis a mystical, lifelong pilgrimage, fueled by sheer human courage, the activation of Homo sapien transferees, as we refuse the indoctrination of maize and evolve into hyperspace. Some people want to curse at religion, leave it behind, but on finding their own flock, they are inclined. The contamination continues.
What a lovely piece by Miss Jewel Green. Miss Jewel Green is the marketing director for the Tobago Writers Guild, and following her will be a celebrity guest artist, and he's a celebrity by reason of being the 2021 Panorama champion. We're going to be bringing you a presentation from a past show of this kind, the same one that we're having now, but from the year 2014. And this is a presentation by Mr. Keyshawn Julian, which he made just 6 years ago. So, Mr. Keyshawn Julian, the people are all yours here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so again, that which you just saw was a presentation by Mr. Keyshawn Julian that was from 2014 when this same literary affair that we're doing right now was done in person. As a result of COVID-19, we're now doing it digitally, and I'm sure we're doing just as good a job as we did back then. So, Miss Vice President of the Tobago Writers Guild, what do we have to look forward to next? Who's next for us today?
Okay, thank you, Leroy George, our PRO. We have Miss Milka Robinson-Reed right now. Miss Milka Robinson-Reed, her beginnings as a writer were driven by her desire to change people's negative perceptions of her. She declares that writing has allowed her life to bloom in another direction. And Milka would be doing for us this evening, Why Change My Race? And Tolerable Punishment. So she will be doing 2 pieces for us this evening. So, have your way, Milka.
I am Milka Robinson-Reed, a member of the Tobago Writers Guild. I am doing a poem entitled, Why Change My Race? A race had been won from fertilization when ovum and egg formed a union. That matrimony shaped my race by God's grace. So don't try to subvert my inheritance that gave me substance. Why? I'm obligated to question why. Why does it appear you want me to change my race while you want to retain your space? Why do you want me to surrender when you have no power or anything good to offer? You may have the capacity to win this, I won't negate, but your effort to dominate is a grave mistake called hate. But let me tell you straight, I've been empowered for this race, and preparation is psychophysical, so I can succeed with calculated endurance. To this achievement, I'm bound. Don't you think that that is sound? To reject now, my rank space will never be found. And to change my race will be a sordid disgrace. My physique and my appearance take prominence, my strength to embrace. Together with my mental prowess, propels me riveting to a 100-meter dash and enduring stamina for any 10K race. With this versatility, therefore, I have the propensity to be victorious and the opportunity to mount the universal pedestal. If your desire is for me to surrender, just know that this is the race I'm fortified to win, as being a racist is not my instinct. In your degrading practices, I won't compete, cause favoring one race over another is to discriminate. As a member of the human race, in any lineage, I'm second to none, cause birth gave me equal rights. Breath gave me life, not black or white. So like every human, my hue defines me not, nor is it all I've got. With the equality, integrity, and dignity possessed, my race stands as a fortress to buttress. And you want me to change my race? The stage has room for all actors or competitors. So why do you want me to surrender? When, like you, my maker said, go hither. What make you believe you are superior and always be the leader and better than any other? In pigment or skin texture, there is no black or white race. They are shades that obliterate. They are both obscured with crimson blood, the same blood that was spilt, us to forgive. Sin is the battle to conquer, not my skin. We are in it together. That we must win. So stop the race for supremacy and stay in your place so that two of us the podium can grace and mount that craved golden stage, the gift of God to partake. This monologue is entitled The Tolerable Punishment. A popular Calypsonian once said, Kamla should be tried for cutting the backside of children. And you know something, Mommy? I wish that I was near so I could shake his hand and give him a hug and a kiss. But Mommy, you know you just cut me backside every time I misbehave or I come last because I want you to grow up obedient and pass. And next time, please not say that bad line. What bad line, Mommy? You mean the line with backside? So what you want me to say? Bam bam? Buttocks? Bumsy? Well, I say just as how you just tell Daddy. Anyway, Mommy, you see, licks does give me some pride. Cause them children go look at me and smile. Furthermore, Mommy, I have to do things to get licks. Cause if I don't, school I prefer to miss. School brings so much heartache and pain. And I don't want to go again to swallow my shame and always take blame. Yes, Mommy, that is what I say. I don't want to go to school. I am the school's fool. While others learn to read, do sums and write, I stay and beat myself for not being bright. Miss has a suitable strap to hit me in the center of my back, but I love it when she give me a whack. I just take the strike and jump with pride at each blow and every lash prescribed. Whenever I can't bear it, I just take the licks with a grin and a spin, then throw myself down laughing. So when children won't know a hurting, and some of them go laugh with me, praise words like good, awesome, beautiful, wonderful, intelligent are not for me, Mommy. Misters use them for Shelley, Belly, and Kelly, and sometimes Melly. But she belches out good for nothing, naughty, lazy, and silly only for me. When Miss Kamla said no licks in school, I could have thrown myself in a pool. Cause she disagreed with heaven's rule, yet agrees with the golden rule. It seems like she have two tongues in she head, Mommy. But I know she will be disappointed, and I am angry. Cause that rule should be for home and not school. And Miss me beating me. Cause to get them children attention and misrecognition, disorder and distraction gain me some attraction. Why she said no licks in school, Mommy? And why do you agree with she when you just take so much from Daddy? Without the licks, Mommy, them children not go see me. Nobody ain't go hear me. Cause me brain empty and I'm done see. Miss Booth go shut me up and the bully them each will give me a cuff. Furthermore, me now go back at school because school don't want fools.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't let the ponytails, the school uniform, and her general youthful appearance fool you. Miss Milka Reed Robinson is one of the founding mothers of the Tobago Writers Guild, and that presentation was really lovely, Miss Milka Robinson. Guys, join Tobago Writers Guild. You're going to be as good as her really soon, right? So you won't be the fool in school. Ladies and gentlemen, I know a lot of you are saying that guy looks rather handsome today, and the co-host or host, and I'm the co-host, also looks rather beautiful. The reason for that has a lot to do with who designed our clothes. It is our next presenter. Her name is Miss Karen Jonas, and no, she is not capable of changing her clothes in a matter of seconds. This is a pre-recording, like most, if not all, of the performances that you're going to see today and that you have seen thus far. And so Miss Karen Jonas, she will now take the stage with her presentation. Miss Karen Jonas, what to write about?
My name is Karen Jonas. The name of my piece is What to Write About. What to write about? Sometimes I doesn't even know what to write about, because there are so many topics that I could write about. When I think of the topic to write, like all the other topics, rush in as if they are jealous of the other and want to be written about too. And they want to be first. And that's where the confusion is. What to write about. Then, there I go again, blank. As if all the topics come together and say, nobody ain't going if I can go first. And there they go. Everyone is quiet again. Then I realized that it's up to me to choose a topic that I would like to write about. There are so many, like domestic violence, which is violent or aggressive behavior within the home, typically involving the violent abuse of a spouse or partner. There are so many different types of violence in that topic, like collective violence. In this group, there are physical violence, sexual violence, psychological violence, neglect, and many more that I can write about in this topic. Then there's child abuse, which is physical maltreatment or sexual molestation of a child. Child abuse or child maltreatment is physical, sexual, and or psychological harm to a child, and acts of omission, which is neglect, meaning the failure to provide for a child's basic needs, physical or other needs. And I am not done as yet, because there's racism, which means prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular racial or ethnic group. Typically, one that is minority or marginalized. Also, the belief that different races possess different characteristics, abilities, or qualities, especially so as to distinguish them as inferior or superior to another. And this word, racism, can also be called racialism. The belief that humans may be divided into separate and exclusive biological entities called races, that there's a causal link between inherited physical traits and traits of personality, intellect, morality, and other cultural and behavioral features, etc. And as you can see, another big topic. And I haven't even touched on the blatant murders in the view of the whole world of George Floyd, a dark-skinned brother, under the knee of a Caucasian police officer, and shots fired into the apartment of Breonna Taylor, killing her and many other dark-skinned people who encounter this every day. May their souls rest in peace. I can also write about the health system in my country, Trinidad and Tobago, and how it sucks. You go to the health facility because you are not feeling well, and 3 hours or more to see the triage nurse, and about 5 hours to see a doctor. Your situation can get worse or you can die. If you don't have money to see a private doctor, not even a dog would want to eat your supper. And it's so messed up. You will have the money to visit a private doctor, and should the situation get worse, right back to the same sucking health facility they send you. Oh yes. So you see, it's all about the money. This is another topic I would never finish writing about, because when our government leaders get sick, we don't share the same health facilities. You know why? Because it sucks. And as I'm on this topic of politician, it is a set of party politics going on here. And some of them think they own the country. Just imagine the 2021 THA elections in Tobago. The PDP and PNM draw 6-6. Up to now, they are unable to come up with a solution. And the PNM still in power. I've never seen that before. They jacked the whole scene and stalled it for their own convenience and left their faithful supporters swinging in midair without proper governance, and treating the PDP as if they lost the election and begging for a space, please. They wasn't even willing to cooperate and share power. But I would leave that there for now, because what's really on my heart is domestic violence. So I think I'll write about this topic. It's an ongoing issue where men, women, and children are being abused in many different ways. So I'll leave this one to be continued. Okay, our next item comes from Crystal Gittins Cabby, and the name of her piece is Welcome to the New Normal. And you know we are in the new normal now. So welcome, Crystal.
I am Crystal Gittins Cabby, and my piece is titled Welcome to the New Normal. Normal, a word society uses to describe what they think is acceptable and therefore should be followed by the masses. However, normal is simply a word used to describe itself, and in my opinion, relative to one's situation. Having regard to the foregoing, when we say, welcome to the new normal, what are we truly welcoming? Because the new norm will not be the same for the different classes of people living in the country. For some, the elite, perhaps this refers to their ease of making double or triple the amount of money during the pandemic than was made for the same period prior to the lockdown. Large companies and small businesses quickly learned, in some instances, to take their business online and change their advertising methods to save both money and their investments. consumers were forced to shop online and preserve their lives and the lives of their loved ones. The temporary closure of private sector companies humbled or embarrassed their owners who could no longer live the life they were used to. This meant vehicles and or homes were sold to hold the extended hands of the debtors at bay. Shopping became a leisure that had to be extinguished as money was no longer available for that purpose. Of course, stress challenges the dynamics of any household without regard for the echelon. Taking a look at a typical family unit where both parents are employed, one in the private sector and the other, the public sector, will demonstrate how unfortunate the new norm's grasp will leave families in our society. In this family, bills were paid on time and they lived a relatively comfortable life where they enjoyed some leisurely events and had a little savings at the bank. With all private enterprises having to close their doors, it meant unemployment for one party was the new normal. Bills would back up and creditors would be calling to ascertain when they would receive the next payment. The children's education, which would have been thrown into the paradigm of the virtual world, would be met with challenges. Some children would have difficulty accessing the platform, whilst others would not comprehend it or be able to learn in that type of setting. The parents' lack of availability and inability to traverse this new domain of online education would be the making of a poor educational foundation. Perchance, the environment was conducive for the learning experience, but we all know the internet woes, such as connectivity and reliability being a major hindrance. The father, having lost his job and unable to ply his private vehicle for hire, finds difficulty in being coined a stay-at-home dad. He does not possess the skills, competence, and patience needed to facilitate the academic needs of his children, nor the daily chores around the home. With his manhood affected, he feels purposeless as his basic role of providing has been taken away from him. What would his new normal be? The mother, working in rotation as a clerk at a government office, keeps having her already busy day at work disturbed by the children's desperate phone calls concerning school and domestic related activities. Exhausted, as she enters the home, she is faced with incomplete chores and hungry bellies to satisfy. Her meager salary now has to pay the bills and keep the house afloat, and it appears her husband does not appreciate nor does he care about her efforts, as he is always grouchy or angry. Her new normal. The new normal has seen a rise in domestic violence cases, divorce, anxiety, and stress. However, innovation is the way of the future. It is the new norm for all, but sadly, many will be lost in the matrix and fall by the wayside. Dare I discuss the new norm's effects and how it affects the poor? Are we prepared for change? Are we ready for the new normal? Can we adapt quickly enough to survive the madness? Welcome to the new normal.
I have been told that Miss Crystal Gittins is a sailing woman, and she even enjoyed the trip here to Tobago from Trinidad on the boat in order to pre-record her presentation. So I was not surprised at that beautiful and smooth flow that she gave her presentation with. Our next performer is Mr. Wade Carruth, and while his name is Mr. Wade Carruth, he does go by the stage name Mr. Wade Root. Mr. Wade Root is a messenger from God himself, and he believes himself to have a style that is quite impossible to be imitated by the masses. He's going to be giving us a spoken word presentation, and it's called Aya. And if this spoken word presentation seems a bit original, it's because it's a new genre of spoken word. So, ladies and gentlemen, kick back and relax for a good treat from Mr. Wade Root called Aya.
Yeah. Yahweh. Yeah, I know you hear me, Father. I know you with me too. Feel your presence near me, Father. Guide me through, yeah. I know you hear me, Father. I know you with me too. Feel your presence near me, Father. Guide me through, yeah. I need you by my side. I know the devil busy and he needs someone to ride. Makes him contemplate murder, kill, rape, suicide. Over foolish pride when it ain't do or die. So what that chick lied? So what he left you crying? You really wanna shoot at the store and rob him blind? That's debt over petty cash, read it in the Times. Just another petty crime, flip between the lines. That's for you to analyze, for you to get it right. I'm serving up a meal, it ain't coming with no fries. It's time for us to get it, yeah, I need you by my side. I'm tired of hearing and seeing my people dying. I'm tired of hearing and seeing my mama crying. I will not stand aside and witness a genocide. Yeah, I need you by my side. I need you by my side, yeah. I know you hear me, Father. I know you with me too. Feel your presence near me, Father. Guide me through, I'm a fighter, but I keep my guns inside. They funding the war, there's money past both sides. They all demand guns, I wonder who supply. Gotta keep a lookout, use your eagle eye. I hope they don't tap your phone, I hope they let you still decide. As for me, I gotta do my part, I gotta make my craft, I gotta save Earth. We got to save Earth. Despite the fact I know that we weren't slaves first, we gotta work together, man, we gotta save Earth. Ain't you tired of seeing how mama nature hurt? The Father knows our pain and still it gets worse. They burn what's in the dirt. Yeah, I know this thing hurt, but it's obvious to me it's still first thing first. Our people are dying and they ain't got work. I'm tired of putting RIP on my white t-shirt. To my loved ones lost, we put on a free concert. For all who remaining, know who come first. That's Yah. You hear him in the verse? I say his name first. Yah. Yahweh. One more time. Yahweh. Listen. I've spoken to devils and so-called gods. Same dialogue doesn't strike me as odd. Some people sell something, some work for somebody that sells something. Others try to get themselves a desk job. End of the month, we all getting robbed. So you choose who you gonna be in this place. I pray with good faith you choose to do good for goodness sake. Cause love is the only way, and that's why I forever stay and dwell with my Father's grace. Young Padua, do not embrace the hate. Choose good, y'all. Let me use the force on the day to day. He's in my inner thoughts. Close your eyes and pray. Listen, I want to live. I want to live as Yahushua live. Just as Yahushua live, I want to live. Identical. But Lucifer, the old devil that he is, don't want me to live as Yahushua live. Day after day, every day he just day, trying to lead me away from the straight way to the broad way. But me love the straight way. Me no want no broad way. You hear what I say? All them zombies coming, trying to lead me away. All them demons roaming, trying to lead me astray. Aye. Hold me, Jesus, hold me in your arms. Hold me, Jesus, hold me in your arms. Don't let me go, no. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Sleeping power, Rashorty I. Sleeping power, brother resistance. And all those that came before. You hear what I say? We ain't want no Broadway. No more parties in Port of Spain. Please, baby, no more parties in Port of Spain. No more parties in Port of Spain. Please, baby, no more parties in Port of Spain. No more parties in Port of Spain. Please, baby, quarantine in Port of Spain. No more parties in Port of Spain. Please, baby, no that's too far for me to drive. There is something in the city, in the streets, in the lights, but I know you wanna go. I could see it in your eyes. I just thought that you should know. I have seen it come to life. I've seen it mesmerize. A lot of people chase it. I've seen their dreams died. Childhoods wasted to the side of the road. That's where a lot of people go. I gotta know, because they coming for your soul. They blocking the truth, hoarding all the gold. But you gotta know that we don't need to aid you. I'm yelling to the bouncer like, who you think pay you? Ain't you supposed to treat a man with respect? You got me, I was in the line of people breathing down my neck. And we the same people that paying your checks. As a matter of fact, check, get your hands off me. You a pump, you a slave, and I think you lost me. My girl looking mad as heck, the bouncers tossed me. This escalated situation might cost me. Another girl gone with the army. I know, mommy, you like to party, but no more parties in Port of Spain. Please, baby, no more parties in Port of Spain. Quarantine in Port of Spain. Please, baby, no more parties in Port of Spain. No more parties in Port of Spain. Quarantine in Port of Spain. Please, we warriors, never caught slipping. We calling Klay Thompson if Steph Curry missing. Shooting from behind the arc, we stay hitting, baiting all these hooks. We keep singing, thinking you can match our swag. Keep wishing, nah, still cruising. Tom on the mission. These boys are losers cause they keep quitting. Me, I'm a young black man with ambition, delivering the hot plate, fresh up out the kitchen. Dropping number 2 on their ways, we keep hitting. Switch, the girl is they trick. Ray J taped her, now her butt rich. Toss a chick them dollars and I bet your butt she strip. It's all about the money, it's the rules to this strip. It's all about the money, it's always about a trick. Reason why I don't subscribe to your ship. No more parties in Port of Spain. Please, baby, no more parties in Port of Spain. Quarantine in Port of Spain. No more parties in Port of Spain. No more parties in Port of Spain. Please, baby, no more parties in Port of Spain. No more parties in Port of Spain. Quarantine in Port of Spain. My name is Wade Root. Thank you.
I know that this was a pre-recording, but I still feel as though Mr. Wade Root heard when I complimented Mr. Crystal Gittins for his smooth flow, because he really performed there, boy. That was beautiful. So, Ms. Vice President, oh, and I need to point out this really quickly. Mr. Wade Root is also the Assistant Treasurer on the Executive for the Tobago Writers Guild. Ms. Vice President, who next do we have today?
Okay, we do have Maria Bristol, and she will be doing COVID-19 and remember when. Maria Bristol was born in Trinidad but made her home in Tobago sometime later. Having moved there with her parents, she started writing at the tender age of 8. She credits her love for writing to her love for reading. So Maria, take it away.
COVID-19. COVID-19, why are you devastating 2020? COVID-19, why can't you have some pity? COVID-19, why are you harming so many people? COVID-19, why are you making such a drastic example? COVID-19, why are you shutting down economies? COVID-19, why are you one of man's greatest enemies? COVID-19, why are you disturbing our way of life? COVID-19, why plunge us into despair via your deadly knife? COVID-19, why are you robbing youths of our education? COVID-19, why are you destroying many a nation? COVID-19, why are you promoting dismay and fear? COVID-19, why are you taking loved ones without a care? COVID-19, why are you leading us to hoarding and panic buying? COVID-19, why are you devastating each and everything? COVID-19, why are you blind to the deaths you cause? COVID-19, why are you so evil that you won't take a pause? COVID-19, why are you hell-bent on bringing the world to its knees? COVID-19, why are you deaf to the suffering and the pleas? COVID-19, Why are you attacking the church and religion? COVID-19, why are you not tired of spreading from region to region? COVID-19, why are you quite happy stealing money and income? COVID-19, why are you taking joy in going where there is no welcome? COVID-19, why are you so minuscule yet so deadly? COVID-19, why are you treating God's people so badly? COVID-19, are you teaching us a valuable lesson? COVID-19, are you telling us that to God we must listen? COVID-19, we are finally getting the message. COVID-19, so release us out of this isolated cage. COVID-19, we realize that our real focus must be only God. COVID-19 will never again take for granted our Lord. Remember when? Remember when a tablet was definitely medication? Remember when a cell was a means of incarceration? Remember when a web was a spider's home? Remember when a mouse was a rodent in houses did roam? Remember when a net assisted a fisherman catching fish? Remember when a food container was nothing about a satellite dish? Remember when surfing was about riding waves at sea? Remember when a text was part of a book, you'll agree. Remember when a profile was a silhouette? Remember when "What's up" was a greeting to those we met? Remember when chrome was only known as a metal? Remember when mail came via post office from a pal? Remember when a gallery was part of a house? Remember when around a library or business you'd browse? Remember when a cloud was the one high in the sky? Remember when a chip was only a French fry? Remember when a bookmark marked your place in a book? Remember when in a jar for a cookie you'd look? Remember when a gateway led only to your property? Remember when a resolution was a solution to disparity? Remember when spam was a form of potted meat? Remember when a virus was an illness doctors tried to beat? Remember when a tooth was white and never blue? Remember when a processor helped to process food for you? Remember when a ram was only a male sheep? Remember when through your window you would peep? Remember when a hard drive could earn you a traffic ticket? Remember when byte was the present tense of bit? Remember when a wizard was the masculine form of witch? Remember when a bug was an insect, not a glitch? Remember when a desktop was the surface of a piece of furniture? Remember when to keep an eye on a situation was to monitor? Remember when wallpaper was used to cover a wall? Remember when the proper order of meetings and events was called protocol? Remember when one side of a shoe was a boot? Remember when only a plant would have a root? Remember when vehicles would be involved in a crash? Remember when to bounce back was to get better in a flash? Remember when there was only etiquette, never netiquette? Remember when a server would serve you at a banquet? Remember when a beautician would check your skin tone? Remember when that had nothing to do with a cell phone? Remember when Zoom meant to adjust focus to make things appear nearer? Remember when a messenger of news was the bearer? Remember when a directory gave a name, phone number, and address? Remember when a catalog showed fashions like a dress? Remember when a file was used for cutlasses, nails, and documents? Remember when memory was a recall of information or events? Remember when a task was a duty you will manually perform? Remember when simplicity, not all this jargon, was the norm?
You remember when only bandits used to go into a bank with masks? Okay. Well, Maria Bristol is our treasurer at the Tobago's Writers Guild. And now I put you onto the PRO. So who do we have now?
Jaggy Bo, Mr. Fiddler. Oh, ha, ha.
Deborah Moore
Our
Miggins.
next presenter is considered by many to be the embodiment of Tobago heritage and culture. That's how she's viewed these days, as an amazing writer and presenter. In times past, she was one of Tobago's most celebrated politicians, the only person up to this day that has ever won an electoral district in a Tobago House of Assembly election as an independent candidate, only to go on to become the minority leader in the Tobago House of Assembly. This multi-talented lawyer, performer, and everything else is going to be bringing down the curtains on our performances before I give the vote of thanks for tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, look forward to a great treat by Miss Deborah Moore Miggins.
My name is Deborah Moore Miggins, and my piece will be The Generation Gap. Basically, it is speaking to the term, which is well known and applies to what seems to be an area of division between the younger and the older group of persons in our society. So my piece is a take on that idea, and I'll try to put it over in a way that I hope we all can relate to. So it's called The Generation Gap. I like the term generation gap, because a gap is a wide open space that have to fill up. You could fill it with things like cars, tools, and all kind of crap. Or with people, loving mothers, fathers, children, even those we adopt. The more the merrier, to fill up the gap. In this gap, we can exchange ideas with respectful discussion. Young and old can sit down and hear different things from each other without any altercation. That was the way it used to be with the older generation, both man and woman. And is there you, the younger ones, used to play games, sing, recite poems, and answer civics questions. And it's in the gap that your children used to tell we, the parents, what was all your ambition. And all you used to talk about all your hopes and dreams and aspiration. Such a lovely time and such a joyous occasion. It's right there in the gap the villagers used to come, man and woman, on moonlight night and tell Nancy story, Jumbie story, folk tales, and superstition. We used to play rounders, hopscotch, riddles, and practice with speech band. And it's there that mouth used to open and story jump out and go into village circulation. Is there you, the young ones, show we all the new ways to achieve things for this nation. You show we how to use all the different invention. Is how you teach me how to use washing machine, vacuum cleaner, and computer to speed up we operation. Like the pressure cooker, the microwave cake mixer, that make we done cook in 2 seconds. We did afraid them thing for so we thought it would cause seismic vibration and explosion, and now it's normal. Are you young people tell her we about technology? Are you believe in plenty technology like in Black Panther and Spider-Man? Look how Winston Duke and that Solomon boy from Up Hope bring so much joy and pride to this little island, because they show off themselves, you know, in that Black Panther movie creation. Then, are you reject the typewriter? Are you say to spray in them young girl hand? And the iron comb that we used to press we hair good. Are you say cause plenty death to so much young woman. From pneumonia, you say, to consumption. And the speech ban, you say, it needs some more whining to make it better for our generation. Then some of you say, you don't want to know nothing about we old-time contraption, like cooking on outside fire, doving meat, bringing water, and throwing out granny bedpan. And that Nancy there, you say, was a thief, and he should be thrown into prison. Santa Claus to you was a product of a warped imagination. You say, your son does do spoken word, but we continuing with boring recitation. And who is these people all you're calling Sukuya and Lajables, man? For years, we young men frightened to talk to a woman with a long, long dress that she have on. And then this pig mouth that you say grow so long, and I saw me a come etantan. Man, I never hear so much confabulation. You say when Greenbush drop in a water, it don't rotten same time, old man. That we could eat bad food today and it not take effect till 2051. But you see, some of our old heads does listen to our funny opinion and even change themselves to suit you, the young generation, especially with fashion. Dressing up in some tight pants to look like a your young one and a your generation. Putting on earring, pin pan a your ears, exposing more that are the man, and exposing more than it covering with your dress, creating so much ruction. You tell her we stop go to church because church is the white man keeping we in subjection. So now we ain't really have no gap again between the two generations. But we have to find a way to give a gap more positive vibration. We have to stand in the gap to bring we children home safe and without trial and tribulation. And we have to put we heads together to find effective solution to some of the problems confronting this little nation. And that is what generation gap mean, in my humble opinion. Thank you. That piece was done by me, The Generation Gap by Deborah Moore Mickens, written by me. However, going to say another piece. It's not mine. I heard it and I liked it, and I thought it was applicable to so many situations in which we presently find ourselves. We can talk about us coming out of the slavery experience. We can talk about the colonization period that we went through. And I make bold to say that even children in some homes have the experience. And of course, if you relate it to the Tobago Trinidad situation, as I would try to do in a little way, not just taking a little poetic license, we come up with the same equation. So this is called Gimme Me This, and it's by a Jamaican artist, Rastafarian artist called Mutabaruka. Many of you would have heard of him. He's very well known across the world, internationally, from what I saw in my research. So this is Gimme Me This. Gimme me this. Gimme me that. Give me back everything you got. Give me my philosophy that you carry to Greece. Thief, Homer, and Socrates. Give me historical masterpiece. Even my robes and my nice headpiece. You left me naked and carry all to Greece. Give me back my name. Give me back my calendar. Give me my books, your thief from Alexandria. Give me my queen like Cleopatra. Me no want to hear about no Queen Victoria. Give me my language that me know so well. You mix up English confusing like hell. Give me back my maths, my mathematics by Pythagoras. Give me my symbols that you thief from us. Give me this, give me that. Give me back everything you got. Give me my diamond, give me my gold. Give me back my rock and roll. Give me uranium, give me my coal. Give me my reggae, calypso, and my blues. Give me my music that you're so confused. You say steal not, but you thief me land. You say sex not, brother, but you rape my mother. You say keep the Sabbath, but for 7 days a week you build a nation from the sweat of my back. And then you come back and you give me crack. Give me herbs. Make me make some tea. Give me back all my fruit tree. Give me the remedy that make the blind see. Give me everything that you take from me. Give me this. Give me that. Give me back my speech band hat. Give me back everything you got. Give me a space to run my own life. Since you come is only confusion and strife. Give me my bread basket we used to feed all you with. The food you know give me I get me fat and sick. Give me my folk song that used to keep me strong. Is the one thing that make me endure you for so long. Give me true equality. You're not better than me. I is to be treated like royalty. We done with turning the other cheek. Cause you got turn away into a freak little and meek. Respect is due. The time is now. This time I will not bow. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if all you thought all was going on bad talk here live, we have the face mask to go with the outfits, eh? And these face masks were also designed by our Vice President, Ms. Karen Jonas. At this point, I want to give a vote of thanks to quite a few persons. First and foremost, obviously, would be you, the audience. Nothing could have been done without you, and we thank you so much for being here with us today. Especially those of you that would have missed out the cricket match for the purpose of watching this show. Eh? And just so you know, we out the whole of Australia for 187. So you have something to look forward to when West Indies come out to bat in about 5 minutes. Also, we want to thank all the members of the Tobago Writers Guild. Many of them performed today, and you all have been wonderful at all times, and we thank you guys again. For members of the Tobago Writers Guild, remember that 4 days from now, we'd also have the lecture series. We'll be talking about surviving COVID and this pandemic era. We want to thank Mr. Kyron Reed, Mr. Newlands Productions. Newlands Productions is the name of the company. They have been with us, the Tobago Writers Guild, for 10 years. And you may have noticed that the production today was just flawless. And it's because Mr. Kyron Reed always puts his best foot forward. Because Newlands Production, the entire team always put their best foot forward. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for that. Speaking about that, we also want to thank Miss Milka Robinson. Miss Milka Robinson did our stage presentation, set up everything up here, and she didn't just do it once, she had to do it twice because she did it on the first floor and then she come back and she did it on the second floor. So we want to thank Miss Milka Robinson. She's one of the founding mothers of the Tobago Writers Guild, and she's also a member of the committee that put together this literary affair, which is the 12th one for the year. There are other members of the committee, and I'm going to thank each and every one of them really quickly. When I go on WhatsApp, I see my name pop up first, obviously, so I'm going to have to, I'm in the WhatsApp group that shows you all the members of the committee, and so I'm going to have to thank myself, Leroy George, first, and then I'm going to thank another founding mother, Miss Lauren Boris Phillips. She was the chair of the committee, and I must say she did an excellent job. We went virtual this year. We usually do this in person, and she made sure it was excellent. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, Miss Lauren Boris Phillips. We have Miss Anne-Marie Davis. She is the secretary of our executive for the Tobago Writers Guild. She is also on the committee. She performed today. She always does an excellent job, and we want to thank her also. We have Miss Jewel Green now. Miss Jewel Green is our marketing director. She's well known as probably the most hardworking person on our executive. She is the reason why everything we do tends to be successful, because she makes sure we got that opportunity to be in traditional media, social media. She really makes a science of marketing, and we're going to thank her for that also. We have Miss Maria Bristol, who is also on the executive of the Tobago Writers Guild. She also presented today, and she also really put her best foot forward and really helped to make this a successful event. And last but not least, we have our present president, Mr. Xavier Edwards. Mr. Xavier Edwards was the one that introduced you guys to us, and the pants he was wearing, not the entire outfit, was also made by our vice president, who I'd like to thank also, Miss Karen Jonas. So we thank all of you all. If I did miss anybody, and I could think of somebody I missed, our past president, Mr. Rodney Pigott, you always do such a wonderful job. And anybody else that I missed. Also, the first presenter, Mr. Short Bigat Hodgkinson, he did do a short presentation. It was a preview of something else that we'll be doing later on. So stay tuned to Tobago Writers Guild. Our webpage is going to be up in a couple of days. Our marketing director has been working very hard on it, and it'll be up in a couple of days. So remember, TobagoWritersGuild.com, so you could see everything that we do. In the meantime, in between time, you could also like our pages. That's the Tobago Writers Guild Facebook page. We have the open mic page also, the Tobago Writers Guild open mic page. And we're supposed to get back up our we have the literary affair and also lecture series Facebook pages. But once you get to the Tobago Writers Guild Facebook page, you got it all. At this point, and I forgot to mention that the person that I thanked earlier, who is with Newlands, which is Mr. Kyron Reed, also was the first person to bring a virtual concert to Tobago. So this being the latest one, he was the first and the last to bring a virtual concert to Tobago. And his mommy, who is the founding mother, who is one of our 4 or so founding mothers, was sure to send me a WhatsApp message in order for me to remember to thank him specifically for doing such a wonderful job. And oh yes, it was wonderful. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember that Tobago Writers Guild, we're doing something all the time. So make sure, hit us up on Facebook, find out how you could be a registered member. And on that point, we're just going to close up the show. Thank you very much, everybody. The show has come to an end. Stay safe, everybody.
Stay safe, everyone.